Okay, welcome to this class, uh, Drafting 1105. And to kind of start out with, I want to help you set up some options in the Inventor program. It'll just make things go a little smoother, a little easier for you. And so here we are. You open the program, and yours will look a little bit different because you won't have all of these things here. These are files that I have worked on recently. These are projects that I have created in my files. And if you've watched some of the CAD learning videos and some of our other videos on projects, to begin with, we'll do everything just in the default projects folder until we start creating drawings of our parts, and then we'll start creating projects and moving forward in that direction. So, but this video is about options. So we want to come over here and let's click on the file and go down here to options. And we're going to go through some of these. So I was just looking at that. I'm like, why is that grayed out? Here under startup, you can turn that on and it'll come up with one of these options that you want, or you can leave it off and it will just open up with the home page showing like what we've got here. Either way is fine. I don't care either way. Now, if we come here to username, this, if you're on campus, this will end up being your 900 number probably. That's my network login that you see there. So if you're working at home on your computer at home, you can go ahead and change that to whatever your name is, okay? Because you can use it to place it in the drawings. It goes into the drawing files. The rest of this is okay as far as the defaults go. So let's go to the next tab. The save. You definitely want to turn on save reminder time, and 30 minutes is a decent time. And it'll just prompt you to save your file if it's been more than 30 minutes since you've done that. Okay, the file tab. This is the locations where all of these different things are installed or saved. So we're not going to mess with any of those, so you just leave all those as the defaults. If you have a problem later and your content center files are not available, then we'll have to come back in here and look at what we can do to fix that. And just go to colors. Now, you can set your colors however you like. I don't really care because it's just going to show up on your screen. I like presentation with a one color white background because when I'm doing presentations, making videos, and those kinds of things, I like to just leave it as a white background. It makes it easier to work with for me. But you can use whatever color scheme that you want, whatever turns you on there. Okay, display. The defaults here are fine. Come down here under zoom behavior and turn on reverse direction. And what this does is it will make the mouse wheel work the same in Inventor as it does in AutoCAD. Okay. And let's see, hardware, you can leave that checked as performance. Okay. Prompts, these are again, we're not tweaking your program, so we're not going to make any changes to these, but these are prompts that the program gives you when you do something. Okay. The drawing tab. Let's see. I do not like to retrieve model dimensions on placement. Okay, that's something that you can do, and we will do, but I don't like to do it automatically. This may or may not be turned on. I like to keep it turned off because when you're placing the dimensions, it's one more step you have to do if you leave that turned on. So I leave edit dimension turned off. Okay. For this I can go either way on this. I can go either way. It doesn't matter. Okay, so the drawing file, I want you to change that to Inventor Drawing IW or IDW. So when you go to create a new drawing, it will create an Inventor drawing with the Inventor title block that is opened in Inventor, as opposed to a DWG file, which can be opened in AutoCAD. It just makes it easier for me grading it to have it like this as an IDW. So please make that change. The rest of this is fine. Notebook, we don't use that until you get into one of the advanced classes. Sketch, let's see. I don't turn on grid lines, but I do turn on axes. It just makes it easier to do work when you can know where your XYZ axes are. You can do auto project edges. You can turn those on. The rest of that is fine. So let's look at our part. I like this to be set at no new sketch because when you go to create a new part, I just like for the file to open. I don't want it to prompt me to start a sketch on a preset plane. Okay, after you've worked with Inventor more, you can make that change if you like, but I think it's easier to start here because you may not know exactly what plane you want to work with when you're first starting out. The rest of those are fine. iFeature, that's something we'll deal with in the future. Assembly, let's see. Yeah, that's fine. It'll give you a doink when you apply a constraint on the parts. But this one, definitely check it. The place and ground first component of assembly. The CAD learning videos and some of the other books and people will tell you do not do that. But when you place your first component, you should constrain it to the assembly planes. I find it easier, especially if your first component is created in the orientation in which the assembly is going to reside. I find it easier to do this because you do this, your first component that you place in there is locked in place and it will not move. It makes it prevents problems with your drawings later on. Okay, and then let's see, content center, like we said, we'll deal with that later. We don't have to make any changes there. So when you've made all those changes, go OK. And now you've set your options so that we can move forward with part creations.